All right, so coach, the team finished off the fall season in style, winning the matches against Clemson. Before we get to the Clemson matches, your 15th consecutive home victory. Discuss the home court advantage that you have and was one of the best in the nation by the numbers, but what is it like playing in that atmosphere?
Yeah, no, we're definitely very grateful for our environment here at O'Keefe. We think it's awesome and definitely brings the best out of us. I think in terms of energy and just intensity and just feeling at ease with, we serve and pass and do all these things in this gym every day. So it's in our comfort zone to be able to do that. And our band, I mean, it's still like, even though we only had a few members, like they're awesome. The atmosphere, our fans, like students came. We had our family members here supporting us and our, season ticket holders. And so really a lot of people that really believe in the program, they're really proud. And it was great to just feed off of their positivity and how proud they were of the things that we've been doing in this gym and that we'll continue to do.
We mentioned previewing Clemson that they're a very tough team, especially on the defensive end. They showed it in both of the matches, particularly the second one, but you were able to emerge with 3-1 victories. Let's go to the second match. It was tied 1-1. They took the second set from you. What was the change in approach? Just watching the contest, and then we'll talk about Kayla and Erin, your middles. It seemed like they had a prominent role from third set on. Was it a fact that they were defending your pins very well, or so you saw some opportunities to go down the middle, or was that an adjustment that you did in between sets two and three to really take control?
For sure. I mean, I think the game becomes really comfortable when your pins are, you can just throw balls out there and your pins are really just it's scoring points out of tough situations and things like that. And I felt like Clemson did a really good, they made some great adjustments defensively um, that put Mari, Julia, Michaela in situations that were a little more uncomfortable. But that also opens up opportunities in the middle of the court, So I think that that's the value of having such a well-rounded offense and such great players in all phases is that if something gets taken away from us, we have quality players in other positions where we can still score points and become a threat. And so we really just had to, kind of understand that, go a little bit away from the thing that worked the night before. And so that took a little bit of just digesting and transitioning and being like, okay, this is not the best way to go about it. So here are some of the things that we can do and some adjustments that we can make. Um, and so I felt like that was a good just opportunity to go through the whole challenge and that process and have players step up and have to do some different things than we did the night before. But I think it's a testament to our group and how adaptable we are and how able we are of executing at different levels. No, but so yeah, I mean, I'm just really proud of how we were able to find a way to win and really navigate through some of the things that were being taken away and were being executed at a high level in their court that we had to do better in our side of the court. So just really excited about how we responded to that.
I was really impressed with Kayla's two-way performance, 10 kills. She had 4 blocks, including her first individual one.
Yeah.
She really took control of the contest. I know she didn't have as many kills maybe as some of the other players, but I thought her impact on the match was very strong, especially with that block. What about her? Because we talked so much. We've talked about Julia and Mariana, deservedly so, and Michaela. But it seems like the middles, and this transitions to Erin Moss as well. I've seen her get into the lineup a lot more. What about Kayla and Erin and the middles? I thought really taking control of that contest.
Yeah, I mean, I think our middles have been doing a great job in general, Kayla, Erin, and also Breland, in our gym. And I think that we have some great depth in there. And I think that they do a good job pushing each other and kind of helping each other get better. Um, I know that defensively, that's something that we always emphasize with Kayla that she needs to continue to improve in her game. So it's really cool to see her execute at that, at a high level on that side of the game. She's always, um, I think, very terminal offensively. She finds ways to score. She's really aggressive, and the defensive end is just something that's a little bit secondary to her strengths. And so I think that she really um, was able to focus a little bit more and execute at a higher level defensively, which is great to see. And we'll continue to carry over to the training and the other things that we're doing. But she's always somebody that brings tons of energy, and she's just such a true competitor. She gets fired up. She doesn't like losing, and she wants to, make sure that her presence is felt in whatever kind of way, whether it's from the service line, even as a vocal person on the court and energy. And I think that she's a very important piece to the puzzle. And again, I think that as this season, and it was a short season, but you already, I think if you keep track of the matches, every match is a different story. Every match there's someone else that steps up and does something that they haven't done as well, or they haven't been as known for with their stats and things like that. And I think that Kayla did that this match, and she helped the team get better in a very crucial moment there when we needed to get better and we needed that the lift. She made some plays, and I was just one, happy for her, but two, really proud of our team and just being able to understand that that's how teams function. Is we pick up where people were slacking a little bit, and we kind of we help each other out, just figure it out, and we find a way to win. And I think that with this group, regardless of the challenges that we have had, I mean, they found a way to turn around and make it better and come out on top. So just really excited to see that.
Isabella D'Amico, 16 assists, four digs, and 3 blocks as your setter. What about her and being a freshman and her development, and also a tall setter? What about having that ability to have? Because we look at the libero and the setter maybe as one of the shorter players on the court, but
Uh-huh.
when you have Isabella, who's a 6 foot, how beneficial is that? That she can obviously contribute with the assist, but can really go and get some blocks for you as well.
For sure. Bella has just done a great job for us. She's just so excited about just playing and competing, and I think that she has definitely made our gym better. Um, Not only with who she is as a player, but just as a teammate. She's a positive person. She's always just excited to be out there playing. I think that she has done a tremendous job with Matt, and Matt has done a tremendous job with her of mentoring, really bringing her in and helping her understand the offense and how we want to run things. Really challenging her to learn some things quickly, and having to adapt. So, but both times that she had to come in and bail us out of trouble, she did. I mean, she felt really comfortable on the court. She really, um, I think she just goes out there and plays and does what she does every day in practice. Um, so again, just another testament to our depth and the players that we have and how much we trust them. And I think that um, that's the strength of this group is we got very talented players in all positions, and the opportunities. I know that we stick with the lineup a lot of times, but when the opportunities are there, we don't hesitate to make changes and to try some different things, and they've responded every time that we did that. So it definitely makes it easier from a coaching perspective to just know that anybody that you put in there, they're going to be ready to do what they need to do because we see them doing it every day in practice.
Is it hard having two? Let me rephrase that. Having two very good setters like that, it's very you see them play at the same time. I guess necessarily sometimes you can in different systems, but a
Uh-huh.
lot of times you'll have one setter, out there. Is
Yeah.
it tough having to balance that, or be dealing with that, having those two people who are very talented, and there's really only one spot the majority of time out there for them? How do you handle that as a coach?
I think one, we overemphasize the importance of team in our culture. I think that no player comes above that. I think that we're always going to do we feel it's best for the team. Um, but that's our goal as well, is to make our gym as competitive as possible in order for us to be able to achieve our goals. It's we always say if you have one player, you have no players because that player can, injuries and all these things can go away, can happen real fast, and it's a very change. And so if you have two players, you have one player. If you have three players, you have two players. Um, so we're always just really trying to stack our gym because I think that a lot of times the competition in the gym is a lot harder than the competition that we face in matches. Um, And that is really reassuring to our recruiting, to the things that we're doing. But also it's hard to manage that, right? Because you have a lot of really good players who all want to be on the court and they can all be on the court at the same time. Um, but I think that it's being very honest with your communication and having them understand. We always tell them we have a good idea of who starts, but we don't know how we're going to finish matches. And their job is to be as ready as they can, and again to understand that everything that we're doing is with the team in mind. So I think that these are all things that are I think overemphasized here. This is not a program for selfish players and players who think they're bigger than the game and they're bigger than the team. These are for people who enjoy competition and they like being challenged by the person next to them at the same time as making that person better as well. So I think that it's a very valuable lesson that we all go through, and I'm really proud of how our players have bought into that part of our culture and really have become great teammates and great competitors as well. So you can see it in the results. We're only getting better because the competition in our gym keeps getting better and better.
You finished up the fall season. That's completed. You went through a lot to build up to it and to finally play it. Now that you can take a little bit of a step back from that, what are your thoughts on how the fall season went for the team?
Yeah, I think it was a big challenge for us, but I think that we were just so happy to have been given the opportunity to compete. And we're very grateful to our administrators, our conference, everybody that went above and beyond, um, making sure that we stayed safe and making sure that we followed all the protocols. Our players did a tremendous job. I mean, we're one of the very few teams, knock on wood, that we haven't had any problems with COVID at all, with anybody testing positive this whole time, and they've been here since June, the middle of June. So they really have prioritized um, their health and us getting back in the gym, and they kept that as a priority. So they obviously abdicated of a lot of other things that they could be doing with their free time and stuff like that, and really stayed focused on trying to stay home as much as possible, trying to wear their mask, trying to mitigate as much as possible, all these things. I think that they definitely bought into a lot of what was told to them that we needed to do. Our whole staff, everybody that was involved in just kind of running the day-to-day operations of our program, and allowing us an opportunity to continue to play and play in as safe of an environment as possible. So I was just very proud of our family when it comes to that, and really grateful that we did get the opportunity. We got our 8 matches in. I felt like we maximized the things that we wanted to do. I mean, we lost one match in 5, 16, 14 at their place, and it was the first match of the season. And so I think that we learned quickly. It was definitely, I think we were able to adjust to how quickly the season was going to be, the back-to-back matches, um, not having any fans in the stands, having to even our timing on the road, not being able to mingle as a team and do as much team stuff as we usually do. Um, and we did individual rooms when we were on the road, so we didn't really have the interactions that we always engage in the team setting. But we all were just we understood that our biggest thing was, again, we were just grateful to be on the court playing, and we wanted to continue to be on the court playing. And so I think that we did a good job with that. um, we were able to really go through the sprint, and kind of I felt like we're still had so much left in the tank to keep going. So it's exciting. We're definitely changing gears right now, rolling into our spring um, season, and then we'll kind of pick up where we left off um, next semester. So
I was going to say your final match for the fall was on a Friday. We're speaking on a Monday, yet the
yeah,
team is lifting as we speak.
that's right. You're
They
back
get
in the right room.
no no break. But seriously though, was there a thought to, because as we're recording this, we don't know what the schedule is going to be for the spring, if it's going to start in
Uh-huh.
January or beyond.
Yeah.
Uh, I know you have some holidays coming up, so that you may that's what factors into your schedule, Thanksgiving and Christmas. But
Mhm.
was there a thought to giving them a few days off, or letting them get away? How are you preparing the rest of the 2020
So
calendar year as far as your schedule goes before the new semester starts?
Yeah, so anything that we wanted to maximize our time with them. So we pretty much only have with them until their week before finals. So I believe it's November 23rd or November, somewhere around that we, our staff can train with them. And obviously now we're going from our 20-hour segment to our 8-hour segment. So we're in the off season um, timing. And so we're only training for 4 hours a week of volleyball and then 4 hours of strength and conditioning. Um, but at least it's more than if we were to just let them do stuff on their own, and I think that with the break and having to be away for so long, I think they understand the value of that. They understand the value of the training in our gym and the resources we have to help them. And so they're all very eager to continue to take advantage of that. I don't think that if you ask one of them if they could take 3 weeks off and then catch up and do, I mean, they want to be in the gym. They want to keep getting better. Um, and I think that that's awesome because we want to keep making them better. And I think that there's so much more that we can do. We have a great support staff and staff around them that we're really um, working with them to just keep moving towards their goals and our program goals. And so we got no time to waste, and I think that we're going to take advantage of the little bit of time that we do have, probably about a month with them still. Um, and then they do have Thanksgiving break, Christmas break, all that stuff, and we won't be able to do anything with them. So all that stuff is going to have to be on a voluntary basis for them, and then we'll see when we'll be able to come back and start training again. We don't have clarity on that from like compliance standpoint or conference or NCAA yet on how many days we're going to have back for the spring um, to be able to train. But we're hoping to get everybody back here as early as possible. And even if it's to start, and then just kind of keep getting ready for the spring. The spring is going to be a longer season, so we're, uh, again, I don't think we have no time to waste. So we got to keep being in the gym. They got to keep lifting weights and continue to just stay healthy for us to keep doing what we love to do, which is being on the court playing volleyball.
What about you? You've been so used to a schedule. You'd be in the middle of a conference right now. Now you're not. Do you catch up on TV shows? Do you recruit more? Do you watch more videos? You obviously have a family at home and all of that. How are you going to spend the next 2 months really before you get back running for the spring?
We'll be busy. I mean, we'll find things that our minds are always on our players and obviously on our families, but just trying to find ways to get better. We'll be watching this last few fall matches from teams and seeing what they are there, and then hopefully we'll have some kind of direction from the conference soon on what a schedule looks like, and then we're gonna have to start working on just our programming and how we're phasing in going into that. So the next couple weeks, I mean, probably within this week or next week at the latest, we'll have better clarity on, our programming here, and then we'll start to phase out with strength and conditioning and training and how do we want to, get them back and what are some of the things that we saw this fall individually and as a team that we can work on and get better. Um, so all these things won't stop, but just kind of enjoy some time with my family as well. I think that recruiting wise, we can't go anywhere. Everything it's being done online. Um, so we're just learning how to manage a little bit of that. But we know that the spring is gonna be crazy, right? I mean, we're gonna be in season and at the same time in recruiting season,
Mhm.
and that's gonna be a first, and we don't really know what's gonna happen there. So we're basically just taking one day at a time and not really, kind of dealing with things as they get clear. And we're like, okay, this is what we got to do, and then really just again being grateful for the opportunity to do what we do. So we're just excited to continue to do that.